Your own switch dealing with the linebackers this year and what you're thinking?
Personally, I'm really excited to be back. I've coached linebackers a long time, and I've coached D-line also. Of course, when you've coached as long as I have, I guess you coach almost everywhere. But I'm really excited about it. And the reason we did this is a lot of the years that I've coordinated, you're right in the middle. And that way you're always seeing what's going on with the D-line and you're seeing what's going on in the back end. And, last year we had to take it off of film to see that, whereas when we're in practice now and you're doing parts of practice where the secondary and the linebackers you're there for the pass part of it. And when you're doing the team part of it, you're there with all parts of it. So, I thought that would be, it's Brady's decision, obviously, but we felt that would be the best in being able to call the game and being able to be where you should be as a coordinator. Most coordinators, when you look around in history and in the league, are in the back end or in the linebacker position.
Brady said on Tuesday that you're going to be running more over defense as opposed to the under you've been running. What are sort of the advantages to making that switch?
Well, we feel when you play an under defense, the person who you call a defensive end is on an offensive tackle with a tight end outside of him. And what happens is that's a lot of weight and a lot of size coming after a guy where you've got to have a real big guy right there to be able to withstand that. We feel like some of our best football players, Brendan Byer, for example, he's a better guy on the edge. He's a better guy that's a 6 technique. Last year he played a 5 technique in the Big Ten Conference at 255 pounds and played his heart out. So to get our best players in that position, Brendan, for example, on the edges is better. And therefore, if you go to over defense, you have a 6 technique and a 5 technique without tight ends outside of it. And that kind of gives you the start of it. The other thing, as I keep mentioning, so much of football today is 3 wides. And that's why you go to a nickel defense. Well, a nickel defense is almost always over. Therefore, you're not changing from a regular defense of under to an over. Whenever that situation happens, you can play more of an over throughout the game, and they become better at that position.
And so does that give you the option of possibly putting Chris Wormley inside because of his size?
Definitely. It allows us to put our bigger, stronger guys inside and not be so pigeonholed by a nose guard position and this position. They kind of can become interchangeable in there more.
And Brady said that Henry Poggi was working at the strong side end. Is that something where you envision that being his long-term position, or is he just not grown into it yet?
No, we felt that. There's a perfect example. Henry Poggi is a very talented football player, and he's 260-some pounds, 265 pounds. That's great size for a 6 technique in an over defense. As he moves inside more, that's not big enough. So that allows a guy to be able to play maybe at a faster rate than he would have had he been a 5 technique or a 3 technique.
What are your thoughts on the safeties? You have fewer bodies there than a corner, and just where you're at right now.
Well, you hope you're 3 deep at every position. That's where you'd like to be, 3 deep of talented football players. At the safety position, I think, right now we're close to 3 deep. We got a Delano, a young guy. Obviously, we got Jared. We've got Jeremy Clark, and we've got DeMonte, and then Brandon Watson, the young freshman that came in early. Very, very talented football player, or he wouldn't be here. So that's 5 right there. So you're close to where you want to be. You're close to where you want to be at the safety position. At the corner position, I think we're 3 deep. So we're, in college you aren't going to be able to get more than 3 deep. If you do, you're not really doing a great job of recruiting because you're overloaded in one spot.